So Bianca's call on Tuesday really inspired Amanda and I. I know a lot of people got a lot out of it as far as like just how we're spending our time with our team and how we can be working smarter and not harder. And I just feel like I've been spinning my wheels a lot with getting on calls and just going over the same things over and over again and just feel like I'm not helping a lot of us get anywhere. But like I mean, Mel has reevaluated the way she ran her team calls, the way she does things every year, and sometimes every 3 months, 6 months. So it's really important to do that. So especially going into this crazy time of year with the holidays and all of that, it's not impossible to build a really successful business around the holidays. I can tell you that my first few years as a working coach going into December, I was always like, oh my God, nobody's going to sign up in December because it's Christmas, the holidays. Like, December's a huge month for me always. People are willing to drop money on anything in December because they're shopping for the holidays, they got Christmas bonuses, like all of the things. So like I've said to you guys many times, what we do now sets us up for success for the upcoming month and the new year. I mean, think about how many people have just totally given up on this entire year with their business maybe or their health and fitness journey. Plus we have 9-week Control Freak coming out the end of December, beginning of January. And a lot of people love autumn. So that's huge. Plus we have the running program coming out next month. And then we have the new Unstressed. There's a lot of great things going for us right now. And I want to make sure that we are being it's benefiting all of us. So Amanda and I got on a call. We went over our Google calendars, and our Google calendars look super different because we both have different lives. She has 2 kids. I have no kids. But that doesn't mean that you can't make some sort of schedule for yourself to keep yourself on track and to know, like, everybody should know when our calls are. Everybody should know what times they are. I shouldn't be getting messages like, hey, what time's the call tonight? Like, I don't have time to message everybody and tell you guys, hey, calls tonight. I shouldn't even have to go in the chat and remind you that we have team calls on Wednesdays, right? Like, I highly doubt Melanie does that. So, like, I shouldn't have to do that either. And I think like the mindset shift I really made lately is, of course, I am looking, like, I love all of you and I love being friends with all of you and I love having that relationship with all of you, right? But at the same time, like, I am looking for people who want to run a business alongside of me. So you have to think of somebody like if you're going to hire somebody at a job, you're not hiring them to like be your friend. You might become friends, but you are hiring them to build this business with you or work with you, right? And that's the mindset you have to go into when you are really looking for business builders and building a team. I think we just share too much of like, oh, it's great, like it's the community, it's fun, it's this and that, but we're not showing a lot of like the hard work that goes into being a coach, like sacrificing time, and I've made stories like that. I could be working right now, but it could be on the couch right now with Logan, but I'm working, right? Or I'm on team calls, or I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Like, really showing people what goes into it, because then they know, like, all right, this is a business and I might have to sacrifice time. I might have to get up early. I don't want people who are going to already tell me from the start, oh, I could never wake up at 5 o'clock, or, oh, I can't get on a team call. Like, then I don't want you to build this business with me. So we're just really switching things up. Tomorrow we do have our sneak peek call at 8. So I know I do have somebody hopping on who I'm really excited about. I should have a few more. I gotta like go follow up. So I was going to speak again if I could. But I know that we had Jess and Pauline. I know you two didn't speak last time. So I'm just writing you guys down. And then Kim also. Is Kim gonna be able to speak, or is she camping? I can't hear you.
And I realized as I started talking. I think that she's coming home today. I forget what day she's coming home, but I think it's today because
Okay.
Andrew has to work.
Right, that's what I figured. Okay, so ask her, and then I also asked Demacia, because she's been killing it. So if there's anybody else that wants to speak, let me know. Right now we have 4 people. Well, 5 including me.
If you need me to speak again, I'll speak again.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has to re-speak, we'll re-speak. But this is the time. I'm not gonna push anybody to do it. Like, you step up as a leader if you want to do it, and do it. So that is that. And then our Google calendars. Okay, so oh my God, my allergies were killing me last night. I'll share mine first, I guess. Oh, don't mind all this crap. Oh, see, I was trying to get and I got distracted by my emails. All right, so I have never used Google Calendar on the computer before. I always like did it on my phone. Took me like 2 seconds to like really figure it out. So, oh my God, this again, Amanda. Now I'm back in July. Every time I was like on a call with her trying to do, I'll just go to October, like just to keep it there. Okay, so we are planning on kind of switching up our Sunday 8 a.m. calls. Generally, we go over content, and that's always helpful for me. But we're going to turn it into like an 8 a.m. set up for success power hour. We will have the calendar up, and if you want to sit down at that time and plan out what your posts are or plan out what like you're going to be talking about, you can do that. If you want to sit down and invite, if you want to follow up with your current customers and just check in with them and saying, hey, ready to crush the week. That's what I plan on doing on Sundays, is reaching out to them and just, you know, anybody who's ordered from me from the last 30 to 60 days, getting on top of them, making sure they're still doing what they need to be doing. If they're not plugged into the group, getting them plugged into the group. And just having it be like a power hour. If you have to ask a question, or if you're like, hey, I don't know, you know, what I should really talk about on this day, you know, because it says this is the topic. Anybody have ideas? Like, we can share ideas. Just because I want to give you guys more time on Sunday to really set up your business for success when it comes to follow-ups, invites, all that stuff. So that is at 8 a.m. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. So then for me, you'll see that I set mine up kind of like Bianca has, right? So like she said, I'm comfortable where I am in my business. Now that doesn't mean that I just don't invite and I just don't hit Success Club. Like, I'm still doing, like she said, Success Club to me is a non-negotiable. Like, it just happens. I just do it. But I'm where I'm at in my business to where I don't have to be working the way I was working when I was at the bakery, or when my mom was sick, or even last year when we were moving and we were getting into the house. Like, I really had to make time, even though Logan and I were the only ones that were packing up our house and redoing it, to make time for my business. So I have time blocked out that works for me. So for me, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I've been doing this for maybe a week now, and it's been huge for me. And I know that because I've done it in the past, and it was huge for me. Setting me up for success. So I'm waking up, before I even get out of bed, I'm doing the morning meditation. If you are not somebody doing the unstress right now, I think you should be. It's something that is helping me greatly with my anxiety. Yesterday's I was listening to, and it was like mainly for CEOs, the meditation lady. I don't even know, what do you call them? People who do meditation, like meditation coach. I don't know. She actually works with a lot of like CEOs and business owners about like just recharging, stop focusing, because I'm somebody who I have to do this and I have to do that. I have to do all these things. So it's been really good for me. So I'm getting up, I'm doing that, and then I have something to talk about at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I already have something to talk about and invite to. So I'm doing my wake up, and then I'm getting ready to work out. I'm changing. I'm doing my personal development. And then if I have a little bit of time, I'm just like checking into like unread messages and stuff like that, like Bianca said she does. Then I'm getting up at 6 and I'm going and I'm making my Energize, and that's when I'm doing my TikTok. I'm making my like video about my unstress or my personal development and what it did for me. And then I might do like a little jab or an invite to joining I'm going to start an unstress group on October 5th for anybody who also wants to be a part of it. It's going to be on BOD, and I'm going to bring people through it. So that's something else that you have to invite to as well. They just need Beachbody On Demand, but it's a great way to get people set up with a challenge pack to focus not just on their, you know, meditation and all that, but also their fitness and their nutrition. Because you do get Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset now with the basic challenge packs and completion packs. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm working out by 7 o'clock, because I know if I don't work out by 7 o'clock, my phone's going to be blowing up and I'm just going to get super distracted. And then my power hour, so then I'll shower, eat, do whatever I have to do between 7 and 10, take care of the dogs, whatever. 10 a.m. power hour. Now, we really liked how Bianca did power hours like the same time every day for her team. That does not mean that you guys can't do power hours by yourself, or say, hey, I'm hopping on power. If anyone wants to hop on and drop the link, that's totally fine. But we're going to have a set 10 a.m. power hour for the entire team, for anybody who wants to hop on, because I want to make sure that we just have that. Because there was just too much like, oh, this person's running it at this time, this person's running it at that time. But then I feel like people weren't hopping on and doing what they should have been doing. like if they really could have hopped on, right? So it's just the same time, 10 a.m. I'll be running it every day unless something happens to me. Or like I disappear, go on vacation or something. And then for me, 12 is like lunch and then time for me to go get groceries or do whatever I have to do around the house. And then I am working from like 3 to 5 because he gets home around like 5-ish. So it's another 2 hours for me to work my business. So I'm still getting a lot of time in to work my business, probably more than I necessarily need to do the things that we should be doing every day. And then 8 p.m. are the dream team calls. We are, Logan, I'm gonna kill these dogs. We are going to be doing the dream team calls. So you guys should be getting on these calls. These are amazing calls. Melanie knows what she's doing. She has amazing guest speakers that hop on. And I just feel like it's stupid for us to just get on calls on Tuesday and talk about the same things that she's already has a call set up for you guys for success and to learn and to grow from somebody who has, I want to be able to learn and still grow from her as a leader, right? So 8 p.m., those are her calls. Now, tomorrow, obviously, we have our coach happy hour. So you might have to just schedule time to watch the recording the next day. It is what it is. Her calls sometimes do fluctuate. They generally are at 8 p.m., but you have to check. If you're not on the Dream Team page, get in it because she has events already set up with the calls for like the entire month. And then we also have a call with Dallas on October 6th. So make sure you guys know that. And I think it's at 8 p.m. or 7:45, I think it is. I don't know why I put 8 p.m. So like my schedule looks different than what Amanda's schedule looks like. But I also in here put in Woman Crush Wednesday, Feel Good Friday. And then I'm doing an Unstressed 21-day challenge starting October 5th. I have to put in here that October 6th is when the VIP coach launch is for a 30-day breakaway. But what we can do is like how she said she can share it with her team. So I can invite you guys to, not that calendar, but I can invite you guys to this calendar to where you can see what we all can be talking about. And Amanda has this in hers, but she has at the top of hers, like what the topic is from that content calendar. And she put it in here too, that's C. So it's just, you'll know when the team calls are, you'll know if I change anything, you get notified, the times, all of that stuff. And then Sunday, of course, I have to edit it still, but I just wanted to give you guys a little update. And then Tuesdays, we're doing a team coffee and chat like she did. So talk about takeaways from Monday's call. So you should know that by 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, you should have listened to the recording already. So then we can talk about it. We can discuss, how our sneak peek went, if we had any ideas, and just discuss things like 30 minutes, not super, super long. And then for my coach to Ruby chats, I'm still deciding if I'm doing it Wednesdays or Thursdays, but I want it to be like a team chat and power hour to really work with my coaches who are Emerald, but trying to become stable Emerald. Can you stop? Stop. Working their businesses to become stable Emeralds into Diamond, because I want to still work together with you guys on that in a closer environment. Did I forget anything on mine, Amanda? Right. So, yes, Jess.
So you did say that I can see this too, like you'll be able to add me so I can see this one for the Anchor by Fitness. Okay.
Yeah. Amanda, how do we add people again? Oh, Mamacita.
We're going to have to, so like you'll have to get your downline's email addresses.
So from the
and
back
then, and then like I'll do the same thing. And then I could do a video. I could post to Anchor by Fitness later today to show like how you would add that calendar to your calendar so you guys can see it on your phones and stuff like that too.
And what's cool is like Amanda did this too. So like she gave me the idea. I put the Zoom link in. So like it's already in there. So I think you add people from like the actual event, right?
You could, or you could just invite them to your entire calendar.
I thought you showed me how to do that.
You have to go. Yeah, I'll do a video and you and I will talk about it because we still have a couple of days.
So yeah, we're gonna mainly start this for October. I'm in February. Oh my freaking God. Okay, so what we have, so Monday, tomorrow, happy hour. Tuesday, we're still gonna do like a coffee and chat kind of thing. And then Wednesday, I will keep you guys updated for our power hour. And then we will start it this week for all of that. So the dream team call, is there no dream team call on Monday, I guess? She pushed it to Tuesday for the Dallas. I'll have to check on that. So the beginning of the month, my plan is to sit down for each month and plug in whatever I have going on or the end of September for October and just make sure I have everything scheduled. So then I know, hey, I'm going to start my 30-day breakaway group, Coach Test VIP group, probably the 12th. I have to look at the dates for that, but we're going to talk more about
quick.
Yeah.
We're not missing anything tomorrow for the dream team because they're also doing a coach sneak peek tomorrow.
Oh, cool. All right.
And then they have a new coach call on she only has up to October 6th right now. So she's not doing anything the 5th, like you said. And then she hasn't posted all her other stuff for October yet. But once she does, like you and I will update our calendars.
The dream team call with the Dallas, is that at 7:45?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna change that now so I don't forget. 7:45. Yeah, that's cool. And then I have Logan in here because I was like, I added him. So yeah, this is going to be good for the team. So you guys know when the calls are, if things get canceled, if things get pushed back. And then it's something that when you have coaches working the business, we can add them to, so on and so forth. You are responsible for adding your coaches. They can do that, right? They can add people to it, or no? Do I have to do it?
I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll make that part of my hours. I'll become an expert on Google Calendar.
All right, good. All right, so then I'll just let you.
Do you want me to share my calendar?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you host. Oh, look, I remember to do it.
So guys, my calendar looks really different than Jenna's. And if you don't know, I am a mom of 2 children. And I also am a full-time teacher, but I am not going to school right now, but I am tutoring. So this looks very overwhelming right this second, and I am going to minimize it. And I'm going to show you guys how to make multiple calendars too, so that if you want to add all your crap to your calendars for October, you can, and you could see where you could fit stuff into your pockets of time. So right now I have 4 calendars, and if you look to the left, you can see that I have 4 calendars. I have my business. I made that in red because, you know, red's a powerful color. And then I have mom life, which I only added 1 thing, just 2 things just to give you guys an example. Then I have Home Run Fitness, which is my team and my downline. And then I have a tutoring one. So I'm going to unclick this. So right now you're not going to see my tutoring stuff. I'm going to unclick my business stuff for right now. So you're only going to see my team stuff and my mom life. So if you look, I don't have like Jenna has, I don't have 7 a.m. wake up and start the day, because if you are a mother, you know that a 10-week-old is not waking up every day at the same time yet. Okay. So for right now, I just have it that I made it when it's a long bar like this, it's an all day event. That's it. It's an all day event. And what I did is I made sure that I want a one-on-one toddler activity with Eliza at some point during the day. So I put that as an all day event because that's something that I want to make sure I do as a mom. Okay. And then something else that I want to get better at doing is I want to try to clean 1 room of the house a day. Because again, mom life, it's hard with 2 under 2 if you've ever done it. And I want to make sure that we're not doing that on the weekend. So again, I didn't make it that at 10 o'clock in the morning every day I'm cleaning a room, because I don't know what that's going to happen. So I just made it an all day event. Okay. So that's just an example of how I am scheduling my mom life into my calendar. And you guys could do the same thing. You could do like your personal life. You could do your work life. So if you're someone that's working at home right now because of COVID, you can like write down like my job or whatever your job is and then schedule it in. Or if you're working from home, same thing. So I'm going to unclick mom life. So for me, my calendar looks just a tad bit different, but for the most part, it follows a lot of what Jenna was saying. Again, because I have a bigger downline, I am not just calling it like a power hour, because I want my team, and you guys will do this as you grow teams as well. I want them to know it's my team plus Jenna's team, because they know that we're all on the same team, but I want them to start identifying that they have like a specific team for different uplines. Like they know they have the dream team, the Anchored by Fitness team, and then we're actually Home Run Fitness, okay? Because you want to start branding yourself as a leader as well. I apologize for Eliza. So what I did is just like Jenna said, I have it that every week from Monday to Friday, there's a 10 o'clock power hour, and I made it for Anchored by Fitness plus Home Run Fitness. And then same thing, I have a Setup for Success on Sundays. I already put in the Adalis call for my team as well. And like Jenna was saying, if you click it, it has what it's going to be. Like it's like an info thing. And then I have the link there and I have the password. I also set it up, and you guys can do this too if you have downlines, that it's going to remind them a day before, because I love my team and I love myself, but I know that I'm very like scatterbrained sometimes. So especially if I'm not used to getting on a call at 7:45, I'm used to getting on a call at 7:15 or 8 o'clock. And the nice thing about this is I'm also sharing this calendar with Chris, like Jenna shared it with Logan, so that Chris doesn't have to ask me what time do I have a call, because it's going to be in his phone as well. So this will remind everyone on my team, because I'm going to share this this calendar with my team as well. They'll get a reminder a day before. So instead of being reminded on Tuesday morning, they're going to get reminded on Monday morning that they have a call in 24 hours. Okay. The next thing that I did is, this is when I qualify as a 1-star diamond team. And that's really important. I need to make sure that's on my calendar. So I have that here on my calendar. If you were someone that was making sure that you've done 6 weeks of qualifying for Emerald, or 6 weeks of qualifying for Ruby or Diamond, technically you guys hit those lifetime achievements the second that you get it. But it's really important for, and you can learn this as you grow your business, for leadership points, that you're getting people to hit those goals consecutively for 6 weeks. You get more leadership points and more ranking. So I'm teaching my team out the get-go that you should be hitting your rank for 6 weeks. That's why I keep making a picture of them every week with a check mark, so they know that they're hitting that week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. So this is when we will qualify as a 1-star diamond team. And then for me and my downline, I normally was doing calls with them on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, but I'm moving it to Thursdays. And again, guys, a lot of it is you have to think about like what prioritizes best in you and your lives. So for me, I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie. I changed it from Wednesdays to Thursdays because Chris and I watch The Masked Singer together on Wednesdays, and that's time for me and my husband. That's something we do together. And now that it's back, I'm like, you know what? I need to make time for him as much as I make time for my business and mom life and tutoring and everything like that. So I moved my call from Wednesdays to Thursdays, and I'm going to do the same thing that Jenna's doing with her Coach to Emeralds. I'm going to have like a coffee and chat that's only specifically for my team, just like I've been doing every week. Again, to piggyback what Jenna was saying, as you guys grow a team, you're going to want to start like establishing yourself as a leader. And it's so important, even if you're just getting to chat with them. Number one, you're learning about your downline and their personalities and things that you can click with, things that you could take from them, and so on and so forth. But they also get to see you as a leader and not Jenna. Jenna's fantastic. She's an awesome leader, but you are a leader as well. And you need to make sure that you present yourself as a leader. So that's my team's calendar. So I'm going to take that away for a second. So now there's nothing. When to speak brave. This is my life. It's not like that. So I have something that's just my business. So what I did is that calendar that Kate R purchased, I brought that calendar up in a new tab, and I went through it for October already. And if you look at the calendar, this is literally like what it is and then the description of it. So I don't need to go write it down every week on Sundays anymore because I have it here. So I did not on purpose share this with my team because I want them to figure out what works best for them. Is it better for them to write it down on paper? Like I know personally, Krista does a lot better with paper and pencil, as does Paulina. Paulina has binders upon binders of how to organize her life. So I know that this is not going to work for Krista and Paulina. They're going to need to write it down, right? Whereas I know that when I give them the home run fitness thing, that will be a good reminder for them and a good quick way for them to hop on calls and things like that. But when it comes to running their business, it's not going to be good for them to have it like this on the internet. And that's why I didn't share this calendar with them. And that's why if you're doing the same thing, you need to figure out what works best for you and your business. Is it better for you to write it down on here so you get the notification on your phone? Is it better for you to have it on a piece of paper? And so on and so forth. And then for me, because I am one of the leaders on the dream team, I have Rising Stars calls on Wednesdays. So I put that in on Wednesday mornings at 9. So these are things for my business. I also plan on going back either today or tomorrow and making, and again, this is an all day event for me, making another all day event in my business that will say like, talk about coaching, talk about challenge groups, talk about this, talk about that, so that I am keeping track of that as well for my business. I am also going to go in and just like we've talked about before, I'm going to put like a goal. So for here, I'm going to write SC5 by the 5th. I'm going to write over here SC10 by the 10th. And then, you know, if I don't hit those goals, then I could like see that like, oh, okay, I'm moving forward and I've missed that goal that I've already set myself up for the week. Okay. And then, like I said, the nice thing about this is you can unclick things and add stuff. So if you want to do that, just very quickly, I'll show you how to do it. It's not that hard. You see where it says other calendars over here and there's a plus sign. So if you click that, you click create new calendar. So let's say I wanted to write like my work. I hate my job. Okay. You click create calendar, and then there's this thing that pops on the bottom that says configure. And then you can like change the time if you don't live in, you know, whatever, so on and so forth. Then you go back to this arrow over here. And if you look, I now have work. If you don't want it to be purple, you can click these 3 vertical dots over here and you could change the color. And then let's say I work on, I don't know, I'm going to click. So you see how I added a title. I just clicked it. I hate my job. And then I write add time and it's 8:30 to 5 p.m. And you see how it says does not repeat. I can click this and do it does every Monday to Friday. And then sometimes it'll automatically pick a color, the last color you were on. If you just click this, you could click work, and then click save. And now I hate my job is all over for the entire month. Okay. So that is a way that you can add a calendar. And then let's say like you quit your job because your life is fantastic with Beachbody and you're making lots of money and all that fun stuff. Then you can just X this out and remove that calendar. Bye-bye. Okay. So that's just a little tutorial on that. Before I get out of the screen, does anybody have any questions about that? Oh, yikes. Okay, so just one more thing, Jen, if you don't mind. Oh, hi, Ivanka. So I wanted to just let you guys know that I've seen people in my downline doing this. I know people in Jenna's downline do this. You guys have to stop following other coaches. And I'm not just talking about like your friends. Like, for example, Jessie is friends with KR and KP. By all means, follow them because they're your friends, right? But Jovanka doesn't, no offense, doesn't really know Melanie Mitro, right? She doesn't know her, so she shouldn't be following her because you fall into that comparison game and you start comparing yourself to other people. There are coaches, guys, I'm not even kidding. Emily Faber is like a high-ranking coach. She's got like a kid and she's on her postpartum journey too, and her kid's adorable and she wears bows like my kid does. I blocked her on Instagram so that I didn't see her stuff anymore because I started comparing myself too much to her. There are a lot of you on here that I was starting to compare what you guys were doing on your stories, and I was starting to like think I should do it differently. So I still follow you, but I muted your stories and your posts so they don't come up in my feed anymore. So I'm still following you, but I don't see your stuff. And I did that like with people, like, so for example, I did that with Jess C, I did that with KR, and I did that with KP, because they're people that I've known for a long time. And like, I didn't want to unfollow you because I love you and you're my girls, but like at the same time, I don't want to be comparing myself to you. So what Jenna and I were talking about is, if you find yourself in a rut of comparing yourself to people, unfollow them or mute them if you don't want to like unfollow them and hurt their feelings. But you're not doing yourself any good if you're just clicking through their stories and watching it. Something that Jenna and I have talked about that we learned from Melanie is, if you're following someone and you're just clicking through their stories and you're like scrolling through them, or you're just like, and they're not doing anything for your business, you're not learning anything from them, they're not helping you grow as a person, then you should not be following their stuff. So what that means is that you might have to like look at your people and unfollow some people. There are a lot of coaches on here that I know for a fact, I'm not going to call out names because that wouldn't be nice, but there are a lot of people on here who are not in my downline, that are in Jenna's downline, that follow my stories every single day religiously. But when Jenna will post a question in Anchor by Fitness, they won't answer. So like, that doesn't make sense to me personally. And I know if it were my team doing it, I would be upset. So with that being said, take some time this week before the new month starts. Get yourself into a mindset of, what do I need to do better for time management? Does Google Calendar work for me? And I know a lot of us already did this. I know like Yovanka did this on her own when I sent her the recording. If you didn't see the recording from Bianca, you should 100% make sure that you watch it. And then if you need to unfollow coaches, unfollow them. Now, if Jenna is your upline, you don't need to unfollow her, but mute her stuff if you compare yourself to her. I am at a place in my business that I don't really compare myself to Jenna anymore. And if I notice that I'm doing it, I have the willpower to not watch her stuff for a little bit, right? But if you're still not hitting Success Club and you're still finding yourself in the rut of comparison, don't follow other coaches. In the same breath, I know that a lot of people get very overwhelmed by chats, like all the different chats. And as, again, the same thing, as we grow our teams, we're eventually not going to be like, you know, like for example, I was saying this to, I think, Krista the other day. I don't act, it's not like, I am sure Melanie has a bajillion chats. Jenna is not in those chats. I am not in those chats because there's a ton of people in those chats and our downlines are too big and too stable to do that. So what I wanted to show you guys very quickly, I just want to make sure I can do it on here before I show it to you, is that I feel like it might be easier on my phone. Hold on a second. Hold on. You can actually do something where you are still in a chat, but you're not getting notifications for it until you're ready to look at it. So I'm just going to show you guys very quickly on my phone. Hold on a second.
I was gonna bring that up too, because if you do mute the chats, like for me, it doesn't bother me because I know, like, okay, I will go look when I'm ready to go in there and look and answer questions or go in there and love on people's stuff, right? Because I don't get overwhelmed. It doesn't bother me. But for people who it does, you can do this, but also don't forget to check in. Make sure, set a reminder on your phone. Like I know Amanda did this, like check into the Fit Bod Squad. You guys are coaches. You need to be in the challenge groups, loving on people's stuff, being a coach. I don't care if they're your challengers or not. And then same thing with the coach chats. You guys need to be making sure, okay, let me check in real quick on Anchor by Fitness. Is there anything I missed today? That is your job as a coach and being part of this team.
Definitely. And like Jenna was saying, like, I know for me, because a lot of my,
Jess has a question.
Oh, yes, Jess.
I was like, high five.
So if you did watch the Bianca call, she does actually, and Jenna did it too, she blocked out an hour to check in with your like coaches and your challengers. So
Yeah,
it should already be in there. If you're using the Google calendar like I am, like most of us are, it should already be blocked off.
that's what I did at like 3 p.m. every day. I'm going to check in with my team. I'm gonna check in with my people. So yeah, totally.
And that's why like I did the alarm on my phone. So it's so funny. Even last night, like I got an alarm on my phone. I was like in the middle of breastfeeding, and I caught myself scrolling on Old Navy because I'm looking for a denim jacket for Eliza right now. And then I was like, oh God. And I like stopped and I like went and started like loving on the Fit Bod Squad. So like it's stupid because I should know that I need to check in on the Fit Bod Squad, but something as simple as setting an alarm on your phone makes it like more mindless.
I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it right now.
But anyway, so if you do get overwhelmed with this, and I know like Krista and I talked about this, and I think that Paulina does this, I do it, but again, you have to remember to check in with the chats, okay? I literally just click Anchored by Fitness, and if you scroll down, oh, sorry, over here, you see how it says unmute? You can mute, and then how long? So I do it for until I turn it back on. Let's say you go to work at a certain time every single day, and you wanna mute it for the next 8 hours. You can click it for 8 hours, and then you'll get the notifications again after 8 hours. Let's say, I don't know, something else is happening. You wanna do it for 24 hours, you could do that. Or let's say you're even someone who can handle all these and like, so for example, Jenna's a great person. Let's say Jenna can handle all the notifications, but she wants to go do a power hour and she wants everyone to leave her the heck alone. She can click that and she can click for 1 hour and she won't get notified for an hour so she can focus on her business. So again, it's entirely up to you. I always do it until I turn it back on. So they're always off all the time. But it's up to you and how you want to run your business and how you're going to be an effective leader. But again, everybody's different. Everybody works differently. For me, like I will check back in, but like getting all those notifications would like drives me nuts. So that's why I turn them off. Okay. And same thing, you guys can do the same thing as well. Just make sure that you're making a reminder for yourself to check in the chat 1 time a day or so on and so forth. I'm sure you could probably do the same thing on Instagram. And if you can't, I apologize. But for the most part, I know that Jenna's conversations really happen on Facebook and the Anchored by Fitness chat. But I know that like for my downline, we're actually more active on Instagram because most of my coaches are on Instagram more than Facebook. But again, that comes in time when you learn the people in your business and your leaders that you're bringing on. So Jenna, was there anything else I had to talk about? I feel like I was just word vomiting for 20 minutes.
No, but it was stuff we had to go over, especially before, these are all things that we've been taking away from calls these last few weeks. And I know a lot of you guys listened to Melanie's call for the pipeline Katie Ersta did. That was something I took a lot away from. If you didn't listen to that, listen to that recording because it was really good. And then the time management call, which we definitely all needed. So like Amanda said too, if Google Calendar doesn't work for you, like that's totally fine. You don't have to use Google Calendar. You can just use it for me to share my calendar with you. If you're like, I am pen and paper, so I will use both, but it is nice like to just check on my phone and be like, oh, I have to talk today about the coaching opportunity, right? So I work both ways. And then tomorrow, like I said, 8 p.m., we do have our coaching opportunity call. If you can hop on and support those who are speaking, please do so. And so today we know that we should be talking about the coach sneak peek in our stories. Brittany Cooley said in the call, Sunday between 7 and 8 p.m. is a great time to post. People are on their phones, watching football, unwinding before the week ahead. So it's a really good time to jab about the coaching opportunity. A lot of people hate going to their jobs and just sharing what you have to offer with our sneak peek being on Monday. I think that was really it. But yeah, just, like Amanda said, with the following and watching people's stories, like we're not telling you can't spend time watching your friends' stories and stuff, but I know because I've done this, would get trapped in that comparison wheel with other coaches or other people. And then I just spent 20 minutes that I could have spent on my business, especially if you're not at Success Club, you're not invited. Like you just have to be real with yourself. You have to gut check yourself. And, Melanie does that for me. So I'm not going to not return the favor for you guys. Like I wouldn't be doing my job as a coach if I didn't sit here and say this. That's really it. Does anybody have any questions?
I just want to say like with that, because like I'm trying to build connections, and last month I had a lot of the coaches part of our team in the beginning of my story. So I had to go there, like mute everybody so I can build relationships with the people that I am following and finding the connection. So you want those people front and center. So you're viewing their stories, sending them messages, reacting, whatever you got to do. So.
Yeah. And then if you're constantly engaging with those coaches, they're always going to be at the front of your stuff. So like Amanda said, you don't have to unfollow them. But I'm going to tell you, I don't follow a lot of other people's, like I follow my coaches because I'm checking in with them, making sure like, okay, they're doing, but I remember Melanie even saying this too. She's like, I don't go and check in with their stories unless I'm on a one-on-one call and they're like, well, I'm struggling. I'm not, getting it. Okay, well, let me go look at your stories. Let me go see what you're doing, right? Because them just checking in, like I shouldn't have to check in to make sure you guys are doing stories every day. I shouldn't have to make sure you're posting at least a few times a week or whatever it is that works best for you. Like, that's not our job, and that's where the whole mindset of like, when you're looking for people to build this business with you, you want to look for people who are teachable, who are willing to show up and learn and grow. And you don't have to freaking hold their hand because you're going to get burnt out. And then you're just going to think that this business is all about doing it for other people. I just spent too much time doing that. And I don't want you guys to do the same thing. So
off what Jenna's saying, like for me, like I know like I have a Coach to Emerald chat on Instagram. So like I have like just my coaches who are not Emerald coaches yet. And like I just click through their stories just to make sure I see them doing stuff, especially if they're newer. So like, for example, I'm not picking on Yovanka, but she's my only new coach on here. So Yovanka has only been a coach for like 30 some odd days. But she was never someone to post on her stories. So that's something new for her that she's doing and getting out of her comfort zone. So I click through her stories to make sure she's posting. And then she knows, like, I'll say to her, like, what's going on? How are you? Blah, 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 blah. And then she tells me like, listen, like, I just didn't do it. Or she'll say like, oh, like last week she had a problem with her phone. Like there was something going on with her phone and her account. But regardless, it's just for me to check in with her. Like it's like, I don't do that for Krista and Kim. I don't go up. Kim, you didn't post on your stories. I mean, granted, she posted a bajillion times on her stories, but I'm not like, Kim, you didn't talk about coaching today. Kim, you didn't do this. Or I don't say to Krista, you didn't do this. Krista, you didn't do that, because they know better because they've been coaches for a while, and once Yovanka gets to that stage, Pauline, I love you, but you're not my direct personally sponsored. Once Yovanka gets to that stage, then I'm not going to have to be like, Yovanka, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, because she's going to know better. So, again, to each their own, and you guys, like, you grow your business the way you want to grow, but the same thing, there's going to come a point in my business that I'm bringing in a lot of people who want to work the business, and I'm not going to have time to check in with all these people. And that's why, like, I'm trying to get, you learn what you want to do and how you want your business to grow now, and you make the mistakes you want to make now. So when you become bigger, like as big as Jenna or bigger than Jenna, because that can happen, then you like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to like let them fly and see what happens. So,
yeah. And I can tell you, like, Jen Terry's not somebody who posts on her stories, but she, is at Success Club 20 something plus. And I'm not saying you have to be at Success Club 20 or something, but I'm just saying, like, she works Facebook really freaking good. Like, but she's posting like 3 to 5 times a day. Like, she's also in a different age, she's 46 years old. So it's really what works for you. But at the same time, like Amanda said, we don't need to be checking in to make sure, like, hey, did you do the things today? Like, that's exhausting. I can tell you firsthand, it's exhausting. So I'm trying to kind of, redirect you guys to not do what I've wasted time doing for a very long period of time. And then people just end up quitting and leaving, and it's exhausting. So yeah, newer coaches, it is different, 30 days. Okay. And then you kind of like have to let them spread their wings. But like, I don't check in with Amanda and I'm like, hey, did you talk about coaching today? Like she said with Krista and Kim, because I know, like, I don't have to worry about Amanda. Like, she's doing her thing. I don't have to worry that she's going to text me tomorrow and tell me she's quitting because things are just too hard. Right. So like, you want to find those people that are going to come in and they want it. And that they are your ride or die and they're going to do this business with you. That's what it is. Right. So awesome. Well, I'm glad that we talked all about that. I needed it. And then Amanda, once you do that video, just post it, I guess.
Yeah, I'll either do it today or tomorrow. Either today or tomorrow, because I'm still trying to clean my house from yesterday. Chris did like a whole bunch, but we did leg day for MBF yesterday, and we both 100% could not walk by the end of the day. And I already struggle to walk. So yesterday was like, Yesterday was so bad. I couldn't walk, and like I'm so afraid for core circuit today because it's my first time ever doing it, and I'm really scared.
Course, it's hard because it's a lot of up, down, up, down, up, down.
Dear
So
Lord.
you got this. So.
Great. Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, I will post the recording. Like I said, if you have friends or your coaches that aren't on this call, please just make sure they listen to it because I think it's a lot of really good information, and it's important to know how calls are going to be different going forward. And then, yeah, sneak peek tomorrow. So 10 a.m. power hour tomorrow for any of you guys who can hop on Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you later.
Picture.
Oh shit, sorry. I'm totally like, hey, bye, see you later. Peace out. Gotta go do my follow-ups. Oh my God. All right, bye, smile. My hair is like all over the place. All right, I will post it in the group. Thank you for getting on. Now can I leave?